Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our monthly appreciation and ancestor service. We are here today to express our gratitude to God and Meishu Sama for the protection, help, and countless blessings we have received this past month, and to ask permission to serve the divine plan for this coming month. Let us begin our monthly service with the presentation of offerings to God. Please pray alongside me while we have the opening prayer to God.
Great God of light, with our deepest respect, we have gathered here at the Miroku Association headquarters to celebrate our monthly appreciation and ancestor service. We humbly offer you our prayers of praise, appreciation for protection, help, and the countless blessings we have received this past month, and to ask for permission, guidance, and inspiration to serve in your divine work of the construction of paradise on earth. Please accept the materialization of our gratitude through our in-person and virtual presence, our monetary offerings, and by guiding our relatives and friends. Please give us the strength and wisdom to practice this year's guideline in our everyday life. While renewing our faith and celebrating 90 years since the birth of our church and the 70 years of Meishu Sama's ascension, let us expand our practices of faith by intensifying our dedications to the practice of Johrei, participating in prayer services, offering donations of gratitude, and guiding individuals capable of overcoming purifications as well as living in accordance with the daylight age. May we receive greater light and spiritual strength to realize Meishu Sama's ideals in our hearts, our homes, and our communities, so we become effective instruments of your divine light to bring happiness to everyone around us. May the new age of happiness and everlasting peace, where love, goodwill, and understanding prevail, soon become a reality.
Let's take this moment to pray alongside me for the departure souls of all ancestors, while specifically honoring the ancestors of members of our Miracle Association, who have been enshrined at the sacred grounds, the anniversary of their passing being in the month of January.
Ancestors enshrined at the sacred grounds, anniversary of passing, month of January. Diva Gardioli Ventura, Paula Canela, Antônia Castro Intriago, Iraci Alves de Oliveira Pedro, Donald Smith, Kin Nonoguchi, Norihisa Yoshida, Enrília Dominique Just, Cláudia Regina de Moraes Francisco, John Joseph Smith, Jair Roberto Zafalão, Isaura de Souza Pacheco Zafalão, Antônio Rodrigues de Castro, Fidel Velasquez Verano, Margarita Verano, Elcio Henrique dos Santos, Iraci Alves de Oliveira Pedro, David Alves dos Santos, Samuel Grazi de Oliveira, Otávio Mambrim, Pedro Sotomayor, Guilhermo Argemiro Alarcón Reis, Aida Miranda, Glenn William Lee, Kazuaki Yano, Victor Pablo Pinillos Dorival, Doris Glória de la Jara Ângulo, Zenaide Gonçalves Pereira Santos, José Francisco da Costa, Eli Correa, Rio Pierres Vasconcelos, Ryan Beatriz, Theodore Cherney, Harry Gross, Orun Trachtenberg, Sawang Tiasuwan, Yarun Sundarahitananda, Lídia Maria dos Santos, Elba Gardioli Malaspina Pinto, Victoriano da Silva Pinto, Toshiko Miyazaki, Kushio Miyazaki, Sueo Nakashima, Eleanor Moscolo, Nilza Vieira Maia, Fernandina Joaquina de Jesus, Kochima Hiraoka, Misao Hiraoka, Jiro Yamamoto, Shuzasaburo Ito, Tadashi Ito, Ki Kurosu, Gervásio Coelho Teixeira, Ethan Oliveira Mendiville, Ayrton Carlos da Silva, John Kowalski, and Fernand Joseph Durant.
Please stand and join us for the Ama Sonorito, the Prayer of Heaven, followed by the Miracle Prayer and Prayer for Ancestors.
Taka amahara kamsumarimasu, kamurogi no mikoto mochite, sumeri hoya kamuri zanagi no mikoto, tsukushi no himuka no tachi hana no, odo no ahagi harani, misogi harai tamo, doki ni narimaseru, harai no o kamikashi, moro moro no, magagoto sumite gare o, harai tamae, kiyome tamae, doma osu koto no yoshi o, Amatsu kami, kunitsu kami, yao yorosu no kami, tachi tomo ni, ame no fuchi koma no mimi furitatete, hikoshi meseto, kashikomi mo maosu. Miroku o mikami, mamori tamae, saki hae tamae, miroku Mikami Mamori Tamae Sakihae Tamae Oshie Miyoyanu Shino Kami Mamori Tamae Sakihae Tamae Oshie Miyoyanu Shino Kami Mamori Tamae Sakihae Tamae. Kannagara Tamachi Maemase Kannagara Tamachi Maemase. Beautiful prayer. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan, and for the privilege of chanting and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Neshu Sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us, radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your grace. Prayer for ancestors. Great God of light, bless and protect the souls of our loved ones whose journey here on earth is over. And as they continue on, great God, encircled in your light, may they be raised to ever finer and higher states of true eternal bliss. Great God of light, bless and protect us all. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan.
Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei.
Bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. Let us listen to one of Meishu Sama's teachings entitled The Importance of Self-Improvement. Every individual should be striving daily to attain an ever higher state of spiritual consciousness, especially those of you who have faith in God. In these modern times, we are often considered dull or even peculiar when we speak of religion or faith. The reason is that there are some very narrow-minded religious individuals, and these cause others to be prejudiced against anyone who talks about religion or faith. Those who aspire to being daylight age people, however, should not cling to the old ways of thinking, but should always attempt to be progressive in their approach to every phase of living. Observe nature, which never rests, never stands still. It is constantly renewing, rebuilding, and improving itself, always progressing. Observe civilization. In every respect, it moves forward, continually evolving and growing. Populations increase, lands get developed, and technologies advance the quality of life. We human beings should follow these larger examples and do our very best to be alert so we may become better and better in every way, month after month, year after year. But if the focus was only on materialistic progress, economic or social standing, people would be like tumbleweeds, without roots or aimless in direction. Thus, true progress means evolvement of the soul and ennoblement of character. Keep this in mind. Build your life step by step. Never be in too great a hurry, and do not be concerned if your development seems slow, for in the long run, you will inevitably grow. Your determination to improve yourself testifies your strength of character. As you continue to make an effort, you will become a better person in every way, more and more trusted and loved by others. Everything in your life will become more harmonious, and you will be happier. This may sound like antiquated or moralistic preaching, but it is far from that. These are sound guidelines for a program of self-improvement that, if you practice regularly, will help you truly become a person worth of living in the age of light. Many people are lagging far behind in their development, not aware of how much they could do for themselves. They seem to revolve endlessly around their old patterns of thinking and acting, and it is difficult to find anything interesting in their conversations, which are almost exclusively concerned with superficial things of life. They have no real understanding of love, art, music, or any of the deeper substantive aspects of life. This is not meant to be a criticism of most people, but is simply a description of life as it is today. For those who are aware of God's plan and wish to do your shared thoughts bring about the age of light, should endeavor to improve yourselves always, so you may be part of the 21st century civilization. We will now have greetings from the Vice President of Miroka Association, Reverend Romuson Cândido.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, and congratulations for today's service. And congratulations for joining us on this service that we pray for our ancestors, especially for those souls who are being enshrined at the sacred grounds that passed away during the month of January. So we pray for our ancestors, we pray for our loved ones, we pray for our family and friends. And at this time, we still continue to pray for those who are going through this purification at the Los Angeles with the fire. So we still pray for all those families and for those who unfortunately lost their lives. So we continue praying for them. We pray for world peace. We pray for those who could not be here today. I received a couple of phone calls and messages of people, especially those people from New Jersey and Pennsylvania and Connecticut. They couldn't be here today because probably we will have some snowstorms later this afternoon. So they couldn't be here, but they are online. I saw many of you already there. Thank you very much for attending online in this service. The teaching today about improving ourselves, it just makes me reminds me about when Reverendo Rezende, the president of our church in Brazil, he came and he talked about upgrading ourselves. We have to upgrade, do our own upgrade. And I just remember that, and I'd like to ask you to continue thinking about that guidance. There's always something that we need to improve. We can get, feel better and make it better. Like maybe someone says, we can be today better than yesterday and tomorrow better than today, always trying to upgrade ourselves. See, upgrading is for me, is not an easy thing to do all the time. It's like when I don't know, do you remember when we started for those who use cell phones, for example, I always use iPhone. Some people, they prefer Android, but I use iPhone. The iPhone is now, I remember when I had the iPhone 4 or 5, and then I received a message about upgrading. We have to update and upgrading, and then I did it. I accepted. I rebooted, and then I started to see new stuff in there. So what is this? I started to say to myself, I hate upgrades. I don't like those upgrades. And it keep coming. I got the 4, 8, and 9, and all. You have to upgrade. But one thing I learned is once you accept that there's no way, because now there is no way you can escape from that. Once you accept that you have to upgrade, upgrade and update everything, you begin to see that you learn a lot from the new things in your phone, the same as in our lives. Sometimes someone close to you tells you something, oh, why don't you change this? It's like asking you, hey, please do some change, upgrade yourself. You may not like it when they say something, but when you take a look deeply within yourself, you kind of agree, yeah, I have to change. I need to do my upgrade. So talking about this message, the teachings today came to me, this guidance from Reverend Marco Rezende. So I have a very important message for you for this year. This is our first New York Johrei Center area service of the year. I'm very happy for that. And thank you all for the support. I'd like to share with you the message that was given by at the Sacred Grounds in Guarapiranga during the January appreciation service. celebrating the 90th anniversary of the founding of our Messianic Church, né? By Reverend Marco Rezende, which is now one of our directors here in the United States of America. So we are very happy to have Reverend Rezende now part of the directors in our organization. So that means he will probably will keep coming back, which is very nice. And can you believe it's 90 years? It's historic time this year for our organization. It's been 90 years. And an organization with this size we have all over the world, in only 90 years to be like this is amazing. When you check Buddhism and Christianity, many other groups, they have many years more than that. So the message, it goes like this. Because this is such significant year, I would like to start it by reflecting on the principle of our church. What are its basic points? What does Meishu Sama teaches us? So the first point clarifies that we are, as Messianic members, we believe in the supreme God, the creator of the universe. When we believe that since the beginning of creation, God's goal has been to establish paradise on earth. To achieve this goal, God has been continuously active throughout eternity, tirelessly working without rest. So God created everything and never left, he never left. God never abandoned his creation. God is guiding and overseeing the evolutionary process of human being and the construction of paradise on earth. Therefore, we need to understand that God is constantly active. We need to recognize the enormity of his effort to realize paradise on earth. That means God is always watching everything. He's always watching all of us. He's always watching you. The best way to respond to God's action and will is to believe in his existence and dedicate ourselves, body and soul, to building paradise on earth. So thus, I would like all of us to leave these sacred grounds, because for us right now, this is our sacred grounds. Even though we will have another pilgrimage to the sacred grounds in Japan, October, I'll be going there. And I would like you to plan to come with me to the sacred ground. But now, at this time, this is our sacred grounds. Yeah? I'd like all of us to leave these sacred grounds with the certainty that God is with us, guiding us, and God is accompanying us in this mission to build paradise on earth, wherever we may be. Build a paradise on earth. The second fundamental point of our doctrine is that God made human beings his representatives and placed all other creatures and things under their authority. This is a fundamental point. Faced with this, we find ourselves in a very challenging situation, don't we? He entrusted everything to human beings. Is everything depend on human beings? It's a situation of great responsibility for us. It's not enough to recognize the importance of our existence. We must live up to the responsibility entrusted to us by God. And as his representative, we have to care for everything and everyone. Giving life in the construction of paradise on earth, this is the awareness that Meishu Sama brings us. So, if God created human beings as his representatives, we need to understand this very well. so that we can become more calm in our spirits. So when we are anxious, when we are nervous, it may be because we do not understand at this point that we are his representative. Understanding it will naturally calm our spirits. Thus, we become gentle and obedient to the divine will. This is how we achieve true peace of mind. Anshin Yume, tranquility in life. The third highlight of our principle emphasizes the importance of recognizing that human history up to now, including the events and transformations we are experiencing today, are preparatory stages for the establishment of paradise on earth. Indeed, through the practices of messianic faith, to the practices of our faith, we correspond to God's will and Meishu Sama's mission to build paradise on earth. Receiving strength, courage, and wisdom to act as his representative, transforming our lives and the lives of those around us as we observe the current world. We see it in a chaotic situation, much like when Meishu Sama wrote the teachings. However, we need to understand that even in this chaos that we have now, this is a preparatory stage for the realization of paradise on earth. It was in this context that the Supreme God sent Meishu Sama with the supreme mission of accomplishing the divine work of salvation. Therefore, our encounter, our meeting with Meishu Sama, with the world Messianic Church, with Johrei, and with the teachings, it was not by coincidence, it was not by chance. Each one of us has been assigned a specific mission to contribute to the eradication of the three great afflictions plaguing humanity: disease, poverty, and conflict. So to overcome these three great afflictions, we need to understand and accept our mission in the divine plan. So I would have been nice. It would be nice if God had decided to do everything alone. I really would love that. I don't have to do anything. It would, have been wonderful. So we wouldn't have to work to do it. However, God decided otherwise. I think God looked at human beings and said, "You will be my representative. And all other creatures and things, they will be all under your command and responsibility in the construction of paradise on earth." Jokes aside, we need to recognize and understand the mission, the importance that God has given to each of us, human beings. In this sense, there is a very important point on which we need to reflect. How do we feel when we have the impression that we are not being recognized or valued, or that we are alone? Usually in these moments, feelings arise within us that disrupt our lives. We become sad, dismotivated, and sometimes even depressed. Depending on the circumstances, we may even question the reason for our own existence. So we wonder why we were born into this world and feel a deep emptiness. However, we need to realize that we are never truly alone. Nobody. We are never alone. We are not abandoned because God is always with us, nurturing us. He's always giving us life. So once we understand that, we will see things changing in our lives. Once we remember that we are not here just to live our lives emptiness, but to build something, paradise on earth, everything begins to change. I love one teaching of Meishu Sama. He says that to save humanity and help people is the way how we can be protected and loved by God. But one thing is to read and say those words. Another is to live this. So we can believe that when we begin to really practice and have a desire to build paradise on earth and pray on it, miracles begin to happen. Believe me, it's amazing because God is watching every breath we take, every move we make. So once you wake up and say, hey, God, I really want to be an instrument today. Then you go to work and you go home and you do your things and things begin to happen. Yeah. Changes begin to happen when you really begin to think about building paradise on earth. It's very, it's beautiful to say, I'm building paradise on earth. But if you really mean that, I want to build paradise on earth. I'll start with myself, improving myself at home, my work. Somebody comes, needs Johrei, I'll see if I can do it, and I'll do my best. Because I know God is always watching us. He's watching each one of you. There is a song called Every Breath You Take. You know that song? It's from the Police. Sting sings that song. I love that song. Because the lyric, the reason why he made that song and the lyric is totally different from the way I see it, I view it. He has another reason, but I have another different reason why I like this song. So every time when I hear that song, it feels like God is talking to me. Like God is watching me. I try not to put so many times that song to play, but I like it actually when it's playing. I feel that he never leaves me alone when I hear that song. The song, it says like this: every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. It's like God is talking to me now. I'll be watching you. Every single day and every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you. Then he says, oh, can't you see? You belong to me. How my poor heart aches with every step you take, every move you make, and every vow you break, every smile you fake, every claim you stake, I'll be watching you. And he's always watching us. That means he's always with us. Let's see if you remember the song. I'm going to sing it to you, this song. If you know the song, pretend you are God and you're looking at me at the minister of music, say, I'm God, I'll be watching you. That's what you're going to say. This is your part. I'll be watching you. Let me begin. Every breath you take, every move you make, every bound you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. Every single day, and every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you. Oh, can't you see? You belong to me. How my poor heart aches with every step you take, every move you make, every vow you break, every smile you fake, every claim you stake, I'll be watching you. Now I am the God and I'll be watching you. Let's see what I do. Every move you make. Thank you very much. No, at this moment, as purification intensifies and the world faces series of difficulties such as, spiritual, mental problems, you see all the time, physical, health degradation of the population, economic instability is it's crazy. Conflicts, wars, plaguing the modern world. Human beings feel even more powerless, which causes them anguish, relentless. But, even with all those suffering, God is saying, I'll be watching you. So he's always with us, even with all this. So those who recognize God's existence, that's what we need to do. We need to recognize that God is here. As long as you do, we do our part. God's existence, and we are, aware of how important they are to the divine plan, striving to fulfill the mission and building paradise on earth, naturally become happy and create conditions to care for others. Now, those who love humanity and help build the paradise on earth and help people in need are always loved and protected by God wherever they may go. That's Meish Sama said. But sometimes we forget that. Problem comes and we go like, what can I do? What can I do? Well, if you stop for a moment, pray, and leave in God's hands, do whatever you can, then put in God's hands, then you go on being useful to God's plan. Then you see that He will take care of you. It is precisely the awareness and conviction that we are important to the divine work of salvation that increases our desire to be increasingly useful to God and to people, society, our family, and everything. So in practice, the more aware we are of our importance as representatives of God, the more we develop love for humanity, humility, and altruism. And knowing that this is the attitude that pleases God, the more you understand, we understand that we are representative, the more God's watching us, taking care of us. So we already know that the attitude that pleases God is altruism, when you begin to care for others. It is these attitudes that lead us to happiness. Therefore, do not procrastinate. Do not delay your own happiness anymore, people. Do not. Do not wait for things to change. Practice the teachings. Read the teachings. Go back and read it. It will give you lots of strength. Let us be gentle and obedient to the divine will and recognize once and for all that we are important to God, to the world, and to the people. You are very important. So tell yourself, I am important to God. It's like what I always say, try to, when you wake up in the morning, go to the bathroom, go to the mirror, smile and say, I'm beautiful today. I'm strong, I'm happy, and I'm positive today. You create that. And you say, I am important to God. I know that God appointed me and all human beings as His representatives to build paradise on earth. Therefore, I will dedicate myself, body and soul, to fulfill the divine will, following the path that Meish Sama taught us. Because God is saying, I'll be watching you. Yeah. So remember daily that the decision to build paradise around us must come from each of us. This is a decision that you have to make. This was the example that Meish Sama left us when he said, I will build paradise on earth. Can you believe Meish Sama when he said, I will build paradise on earth? I remember it was like a 49 people in the room in Japan, in a war and all that situation. People thought that Meish Sama is a little bit, I don't know, how are you going to build paradise on earth? But He said, I will build paradise on earth. This is the rhythm of Meishu Sama. It's not waiting, it's building. I believe this was the feeling with which Meishu Sama established the World Messianic Church 90 years ago. Just remember that you are not alone, that Meishu Sama is with you. And God is saying, I'll be watching you. Thank you very much, and enjoy your day today. Let's have some Johrei and a good time. Thank you very much.
This concludes our service today. Thank you very much for joining us. We wish you a blessed day.
I think Thank you.